Hello and welcome. Thanks for tuning in, finding your place on the mat today. We're going to start in a nice seated position. And so allow yourself to sit on something, maybe even just a little blanket, a block, whatever works. But finding the hips a little higher than the knees. This is so the legs don't fall asleep and it becomes annoying. Go ahead, find that place, fix any clothing or hair or any last sort of unnecessary movements. And as the eyes gently close, the skin inside the mouth begins to soften. Letting go of the desire to see the outside world. And with those eyes closed, perhaps seeing colors or shapes. Begin to notice the sounds around you. Avoid getting stuck on any one particular sound and simply letting it start to become like a symphony. As you feel the sit bones grounded on whatever you're sitting on. And almost imagine a column of light from the sit bones up through the spine, through the back of the heart, the throat, even up through the roof of the mouth. And so use your imagination. See that beam of light, maybe from the earth up through the sit bones, the spine, the roof of the mouth. And you can almost pick a color for it. And as you visualize that using your imagination, imagine the inhale starting at the very top of the head, maybe even a little higher. And as you inhale, feel it come all the way down through the sit bones. The exhale going all the way up through the roof of the mouth, the crown of the head. Feel the inhale coming down the spine, through the throat, behind the heart, through the sit bones, maybe to the middle of the earth. Your exhale, all the way out. The mind will wander. And so maybe add a little sound to your breath. Listening to it not only exteriorly, but also inside. See the beam of light from the earth up through the crown of the head. And imagining the exhale. If you want to add the counting 5 slowly in your head on the inhale down into the earth. Maybe counting down from 5 on the exhale up through the sky. Allow yourself to soften a little more. Just a few more here. Maybe instead of counting on the inhale in your head, you hear the sound so. And on the exhale, hum. So on the inhale, hum on the exhale. Even though it's in the head, feel it. You can keep the eyes closed. This beautiful breath. And simply begin to move the shoulders around a little, waking them up. And maybe there's crackling and popping, that's okay. Five, count in. 5, count out. As you keep the left hand where it is, that long spine of light, use the inhale to slowly float the arm up by your ear. And as you feel the hand moving through the air, let the top of the middle right finger touch the top of your left ear. Feel the inhale. And as you exhale, begin to take the head gently over to the right side. Nothing crazy, this is your neck. As the weight of the right arm lets the head get a little heavier. Imagine a friend's hand on your left shoulder. As you gently release the head, float it back up over the center of the spine. And for a moment, release the breath. Feel it. The inhale coming down the back of the spine, behind the heart, down into the earth. The exhale all the way up. And keeping the back of the neck nice and long. Slowly float the left arm up, feeling it move through the air. And the top of the middle left finger, coming to the very top of your right ear. And once again, your breath slowly takes it over to the left side. And as you feel the right side of the neck soften and lengthen, see if you can soften it a little more. It won't come off, I promise. So on the inhale, hum on the exhale. As slow as you went in, let the left hand return. Float the head back up. And just for a moment or two, just let go of everything, including the breath. And simply feeling. Mellowish Monday. Let the corners of the mouth lift a little. As you slowly bring both palms and all 10 fingers together in front of the heart. Keeping that spine nice and long. Now interlace the fingers. All 10, all tight. And as you take a breath to soften and lower the shoulders a little bit more, you're going to then extend the arms forward, turning the palms out away from you. And as you feel the thumbs get just as far away as the pinkies, feel the shoulders drop a little. Keeping the shoulders low, the back of the neck long. You're going to start to bring those arms slowly up by the ears. And as you do, you have your friend's hands on both shoulders, dropping them down. The base of the thumbs just as high as the base of the pinkies. And since you're listening to the breath, take your entire exhale to release the fingers and slowly bring the fingers down toward the earth. When you're out of exhale, use the entire inhale to bring the palms back in front of the heart. Moving deliberately with the breath. And now interlace the fingers, let the other thumb be on top this time. Soft shoulders. And then feel the journey as you begin to reach the palms out, way out in front. And the thumbs and pinkies equally far. The shoulders sliding down the back. The inhale coming down the spine. The exhale coming up. Slowly bring the arms now up by the ears. Once again, this will feel a little different. That's okay. Keeping the tongue soft. One more breath here. As you release the fingers, the entire exhale reaches the arms slowly out and down. 5 count inhale, bringing the palms back together. Neat, right? Oh, don't you worry. Reach both arms straight out in front and let the hands be just a little wider than your shoulders even. And then you're going to pull the upper arm bones back into the shoulder sockets a little. Now imagine this line from your middle finger all the way into the shoulder socket on both arms. And from inside the shoulder sockets, you're going to start to make little circles. Little circles. So avoid just rolling the wrists. It's more in the shoulder sockets. And you're just making these little spirals. Getting the juices in the shoulders going. So once again, the entire arm, especially the shoulder, making those little circles. And then go in the other direction as well. So there's a lot going on. The spine and the breath, a little spiraling in the arms, and then it'll feel good tomorrow. Bring the arms up by the ears. Now once again, the shoulder blades sliding back. Maybe turn the pubic to the nose a little. Haven't said pubic yet today. And once again, that line from the tops of the middle fingers down into the shoulder sockets, little circles. So the whole arm is creating little circles. Avoid shrugging your shoulders and then going in the other direction as well. Doing a little bit of arm stuff today if you weren't sure. Stay with it, I know it gets annoying. When it's about balanced out, exhale, sweep the arms down. The inhale, palms back in front of the heart. Now if you want to flip the legs so they're getting a little sleepy or whatever, you can. Or just hang out. As you inhale, you can sweep the arms out. Really wide. And then you're going to bring the right arm, straight as it is, under the left arm. Really crisscross those arms. And since they're already crossed down there, start to twizzle stick up, as I like to say, and bring the palms sort of together in front of your face. Now as the shoulders drop, bring the elbows up in line with your shoulders. So it's easier to drop the shoulders to lift the elbows above. Keeping the shoulders nice and level, the elbows where they are. Start to take your forearms over to the right side. That's going to look maybe different for you guys. But as you take your forearms, pointing those fingers off at about 2, maybe 3 o'clock, left shoulder dropping, elbows still up. And then bring the forearms back through center. Palms still together. And then keeping the elbows right where they are, take the forearms over to the left side. 5 count in. Slowly bring the forearms back through center. And as you stay twizzled stick up, slowly drop the fingers and forearms forward. Now the elbows are still lifting. This one's kind of nasty, I know. Bring it back up toward your face. And the final version, begin to reach them up to the ceiling. And as you reach the arms and fingers up toward the ceiling, feel your shoulder blades sliding down your back. It'll feel good in a moment. As you bring the elbows back to that starting point, and then as you untangle the arms, let the palms gently land on the thighs, closing the eyes. And once again, let go of the breath for a moment or two. Feel the movement in your stillness. So it begins with the breath. Once again, you can count. A little mantra, so on the inhale. Hum on the exhale. As you repeat that, it's not meaning you're joining a cult or anything. It simply means I am that. Returning to that even breath, sweep the arms up, out to the sides. You know we got to do the other side. So this time with the arms crossed, bring the right arm over the left. And if it feels familiar, maybe switch the arms if you did the right over the left the first time. And then once again, creating that forearm weave as the palms to come together. And as the shoulders drop, bring the elbows up in line. As you continue to breathe, the elbows stay where they are, but start by taking the forearms over to the left side. Maybe they don't go that far. That's cool. Feel the right shoulder drop a little more. Inhale up through center. Maybe this side will feel better. As you take the forearms over to the right side, elbows still up in line with your shoulders. The inhale, the same length as the exhale. Beautiful. Back up through center. Almost a bored look on the face as you start to take the forearms and hands forward. This is hard, I know, but lift the elbows up a little more. From the sit bones to the roof, nice and tall, forearms back. And then the final round, keeping it all twizzled up, begin to reach the arms and fingers up to the sky. And as much as you're reaching the arms up, it's so counterintuitive, you probably think I'm making it up, but let your shoulders slide down your back. Slowly the elbows back. Untangle the arms. Hands melt to your thighs or knees. And once again, once you find stillness, let go of everything. Find your breath. As the eyes open, we're almost done seated. Bring the palms back together in front of the heart. Like before, but better, interlace the fingers. This time, bring the elbows back up in line with your shoulders. And then you're going to bring the elbows together. And then you're just going to make circles with your hands. Once again, maybe there's some crunchiness in there. Maybe you use your phone too much. And then go in the other direction as well. Elbows stay true. Slowly bring the hands back. Rearrange the fingers so now the other thumb's on top. Elbows stay together, but float them up in line with the shoulders. And then once again, circling the hands, the forearms staying together if that works for you. And then the other direction, you're like, oh, this is nasty. Don't worry, more is on the way. When you're done wrinkling them all out, hands back to the thighs. Take a breath. Let go for a moment. Sweet. Let's begin class. As you begin to walk the hands forward, coming on your knees. Now, once again, if you want padding, use it. It's not a contest or anything, but you want to be pretty comfortable there. I'm going to use it because, my knees aren't getting any younger. Now, as you bend the elbows a little, feel the spine nice and long. And you can even close the eyes. And just like when you were seated, visualize that inhale coming down the spine through the sit bones. The exhale up through the crown of the head like a laser. And so maybe you tilt the pubic to the nose a little. And then as you look at your right arm, let's stir things up a bit. Couldn't resist. Turn the right hand out to the side. And everything feels pretty cool. And so now, you can keep it there. Or you turn the right hand all the way around with a little bend in the elbow. Really important. And from the bottom of the ground, that's sort of what it looks like. The left hand a little bit further forward. And then you're going to shift that beautiful straight line over your wrist, over your hand, and begin to make those big circles over your right hand. Slow going here. There's no rush. Keeping that integrity of the line in the other direction, from sit bones to the roof. And if you find a little nastiness in there, just give it a little extra love. No one's watching you. When you're ready, flip the right hand around. Oh, yeah! That's good. Long line of energy. And then it's the left hand turning it out. Long spine as you don't have to flip the left hand all the way around. Once again, avoid locking that elbow. And as you shift over that left hand, start to stir your forearm and your wrist. Really good if you're roller derby people. Not really, I just wanted to throw that in. Support your local roller derby. And then go ahead in the other direction as well. When you're done with that madness, flip the left hand around. Go ahead, widen your knees, bring the big toes together. Slowly drop the hips back. They probably won't find the heels, but then let the arms lazily walk forward. And as the arms and hands become really heavy, let the head rest on the ground or block. My head is up so you can hear me, and it doesn't sound like this. Feel the girdle of the kidneys expanding. Slowly come first up onto the forearms, with the shoulders floating up over the elbows. Start to bring the knees a little closer together, tucking the toes. And with your hips right up over the knees, you're going to start to slide those forearms forward. And this time with the hips up over the knees, you're going to let the head come down onto the ground. You're going to listen to your breath and allow the exhale to soften the arms and the hands. Listen to 2 more breaths here. And remaining completely still, when you finish that second breath, let go of the breath altogether. Feeling what's going on. This one's a doozy, I know. Slowly come back onto your forearms, shifting the torso forward. And gently come down onto your belly, letting the forearms create the number 11. It's one louder. And just like we were doing seated, notice the elbows and shoulders are all nice and lined up. So your legs have something to do. From the big toes to the ankles, the shins, zip them up like a mermaid's tail. I guess you can make the feet go out a little if you want. And then push your pubic bone down into the ground. Now you don't need to clench the butt cheeks to do that. In fact, avoid it. As the back of the neck stays long, see if you can start to bring the top of the head up toward the seat. And so you're going to start to feel this in the upper spine. If you're feeling it in the lower back, pubic to the earth. Feel the shoulders drawing back down the spine, just like you've been doing seated. Now, of course, you're welcome to stay here. This is groovy. The back of the neck long, and yet the heart lifting, the crown of the head going to the sky. Maybe you rotate your forearms out a little bit to the sides. As cheeky as it sounds, let the collarbones smile. Maybe you push into the hands and lift the forearms off the ground. Now, if this hurts your lower back, come out a little bit. Doesn't matter. Feel the shoulders sliding down. Legs still zipped together. I guess more like a minnow rather than a mermaid. And as the corners of the mouth lift a little, let the eyeballs float up to the sky. Haven't mentioned them in a while. Baby Yoda eyes. One more breath. Keeping the toes together, begin to gently lower the chest and the belly. Bring one hand on top of the other. Let the forehead rest down on the hands. And once again, release the breath. Don't get stuck on a story or a scene, but simply observe. Feel the tongue get heavy. As you turn back the sound of the breath, lifting the head a little bit. Start to take the arms forward like your favorite flying superhero. And as you look at your hands, sort of like we did earlier, pull the shoulders back a little. As you lift the heart up a little more, take your left arm and needle it under the right arm. And so you can sit up so you can see. So you're lying on the ground, the left arm under the collarbones, and take a moment to move the left shoulder back a little. The palms are face down, and then as you lift the chin up a little bit more, you're going to bring your right arm over to the left side. And once you're there, feel the shoulders draw back a little. And you can even rest the chin on the upper right arm. It's almost like you could take a nap here. Probably not. But allow the breath to soften you a little bit more. Now, if you want, you can use your toes to push the torso forward a little more. If you're feeling particularly nutty, you can come up onto your knees and lift the torso off the ground about 6 to 8 inches. And as we've been playing with today, now let go of the breath. Let go of those last muscles. As you come back, lift the head up enough. Slowly straighten that right arm forward. Oh yeah. Untangle the left arm and bring it forward. And then bring the other hand on top of the other hand. The other one that wasn't on top last time. And once again, slowly rest the head down on top of the hand. Feel what's going on under the surface. Lifting the chin. Once again, your favorite flying superheroes, the arms come forward. And even though they're forward like you did earlier, pull those shoulders back a little. And this time we start with the right arm. Needle it pretty much under the left underarm, but we're all different. You're going to move the right shoulder back a little. And then you can even just walk your left fingers all the way over to the right side. Take a moment, settle into this as the chin rests on the upper arm. This side may feel different. So maybe you don't, or maybe you do, but you can tuck the toes and slide the torso further forward. Maybe you lift the torso off the ground. And once we've found this place, completely letting go. The breath, the muscles, and simply observe the stories and feelings floating by. I know I could stay here all day too, but instead, enjoy the transition. The left arm creaking back forward, sliding or dragging the right arm forward. And once again, stacking the hands, letting the head melt down onto the hand. Feel the motion in your stillness. As you return to the sound of your breath, lift the head up, As you start to slide the hands under the shoulders like we're going to do a bunch of push-ups, let the shoulders slide back down the spine. And then you're going to bend the knees, bringing the toes together and start to point them toward the back of your head. Elbows stay nice and tight. And since you're breathing, push the pubic bone back into the ground, just like we did earlier. And then keeping the back of the neck long. Start to lift the heart off the ground. Maybe start to straighten the arms. But once you find where you're going to be, the shoulders dropping away, pubic into the ground, soft butt cheeks. Saw this one on a jigsaw puzzle, it looked cool. Slowly bring the toes down. Let the belly and the chin roll down toward the earth. As you push into your hands, bring the hips back up over the knees. And as the knees start to widen, bring the big toes together and drop back into child's. Let the head be heavy. Breathing into the kidney girdle. As you feel your fingers and palms melting into the mat, allow the sound of the breath of the inhale to slowly come up to tabletop. Dropping the belly. Create a really nice arch in the upper back and lower back. Back of the neck long. No one's back there, so you can even flare your sit bones. Kind of fun to do. And then as you exhale, you're going to round the back, tucking the tailbone down, chin to the collar. And for a moment, lift the spine up even higher. Let's try a few. Inhale, drop in the belly. The exhale, round. Maybe use the imagination and see the breath moving down the spine, out of the sit bones. The exhale, seeing it roll all the way into the back of the head. One more. Because when you round the back this time, you're going to tuck the toes. You're going to lift the knees off the ground just about a half an inch. Are you still breathing? So go ahead and lift your knees up about 2 inches now, so they're about 3 inches off the ground. Shoulders still soft. Slowly lift the hips and the knees up as high as they can possibly go. And then let your head drip right through those arms. As you bend the knees, start to bring the heels down to the ground. And as you reach your hips and butt way to the back of the room, look up at your hands. You're going to walk your feet up right behind the hands. So the toes actually touch the wrists, and you can bend the knees as much as you need to. And then as you let the head go, you're going to hold on to your elbows. You can keep your fingers on the ground if you prefer that. But you got your elbows, let the head come through the arms. Now as you bend the knees a little bit more, as you listen to the breath, begin to sway a little side to side. Moving with the breath, rather than from instructions from the brain. It doesn't matter how much you want to bend the knees. Go ahead, just bend them. That made so much more sense in my head, but I'm hanging upside down. Now, as the head stays heavy, release the arms and tickle your toes. And as you keep the chin tucked, you're going to roll the spine slowly up. With a little bend in the knees, you're going to stack the spine. And as you inhale, float the arms up overhead, bring the palms back together. The 5 count exhale, let the thumbs float to the heart. And as you close the eyes, from the sit bones to the crown of the head, recreate that beam of light you did in the beginning. The inhale coming down through the sit bones. The exhale up through the top of the head like a beam of light. As the shoulders stay heavy, slowly sweep the arms up. But this time, as they come up by your ears, let the right hand hold on to the left wrist. As you feel the shoulders soften, the inhale growing long. And as you exhale, begin to take the left arm over to the right side. Feel the inhale filling up the back kidneys. And maybe the left hip even goes to the left a little more. Arms by the ears, one more breath here. The 5 count inhale brings you up through center. And your 5 count exhale is going to sweep the arms out all the way to the sides, down by the side. Soft shoulders, little smile. The inhale floats those arms back up. The beam of light as you hold on to your right wrist. And then bend that light as you take the right arm over to the left side. Feel the front of your back ribs. And maybe even disco the hips a little to the right. Inhale up through center. Exhale, sweep the arms out and down to the sides. Soft shoulders, the inhale brings the hands back in front of the heart. And as you exhale, you're going to bend the knees and simply roll forward. Feeling the entire spine rounding until you can bring the hands to your knees, maybe the shins, maybe even the ground if you want. But as you bend the knees a little more, roll the spine up halfway so it's horizontal. And feel and imagine that line from the sit bones to the crown of the head. Exhale, roll it down. Inhale from the crown of the head to the sit bones, grow long, horizontal. The exhale, roundy Magoo, dripping it into the earth. Last time. As you bend your knees a whole lot, plant the hands. We've been working for it, so go ahead, float up into handstand. Or simply come back down to your knees. Yogi's choice. Use the inhale to drop the belly. The exhale to round. As you check out your knees, walk forward. And then once again, move any props out of the way. The knees either to one side or the other and lean back. Or roll the legs out in front, bending the knees. Feet about hips distance. And as you feel those shoulders roll back and down, you can tuck the chin into the collar and everything feels pretty good. Yeah, there's one way we didn't move the shoulders yet. Bring the right hand back behind you. Thumb turns out. And the chin still tucked as you bring the left hand now behind you as well. Feel the heart open, and yet the chin tucked. Keep the hands where they are, and begin to slide your sit bones to meet your heels. The inhale is widening your collarbones. The sound of the exhale softening those shoulders back and down. Three more breaths here. And at the bottom of your third breath, stay where you are, but let everything go. See what bubbles up, but avoid getting stuck on it. As you start to slide the hips back just enough, you're going to free your right hand, come down to your forearm. You're going to free your left arm, come down to the forearm. And then very, very slowly, you're going to begin to melt the spine and the back of the head down onto the ground. All class long, that line of energy from the sit bones through the crown of the head, behind the heart, through the throat. And then start to extend your legs toward the front corners of the mat. Getting heavy in both legs. Stay with it. Letting the arms get heavy and the hands heavier. Perhaps you're counting or saying so in your head. Hum on the exhale. Three more of those intentional breaths. Seeing the light come down the spine, behind the heart, through the belly, legs. The exhale, that light from the sit bones to the crown of the head. And after that last exhale, releasing the breath. Surrendering the outer body, the inner body. And whatever pops into the mind, observe it. see it for what it is. And you have the strength to watch it simply float away. In this place of intentional stillness, recognize how your body feels right now. Soaking in and absorbing this feeling. This feeling that you created. Of course, you're welcome to stay like this. Or from far away, begin to feel your breath slowly returning. Beginning to feel the fingers and toes move and wake up. When it's time, allow the arms to start to reach back. The feet reach forward like you're waking up. Inhale, grow really long. And when you're ready, opening the mouth, letting it all return to the earth. Letting the head stay on the ground, bring the knees into your chest. The arms should feel pretty open to give yourself a loving and well-deserved hug. And as you roll a little side to side, pick whichever side grooves on you today and simply melt onto it. Soaking this feeling in. With as little effort as possible, find your way back into a seated position. Whichever works for you. So that the spine can grow long. And when you found that comfortable seat, letting the palms return in front of the heart. A subtle tuck of the chin in gratitude to it all. And taking 3 more even breaths together. Exhaling completely. The light and energy inside of me bows and respects the light and energy in each of you. It is an honor and a privilege to share this practice with you. Thank you for coming. Namaste. Thank you all. I hope you and your family stay safe. It is exciting news that for those of you who are in Hawaii, the Waimea studio is reopening, and I will be teaching a yin class on Wednesday nights from 5:30 to 7. Bring all of your own stuff. And also a vinyasa class Thursday night, 5:30 to 7. And if you're uncomfortable coming into the studio, don't worry. It'll also be on Zoom, so friends from afar, I hope you can make it.